Paddy Pimblett is making a lot of noise after his loss, and this time he's complaining about Justin Gaethje's eye pokes. Just a week after his brutal unanimous decision loss to the highlight in the interim lightweight title fight, Paddy posted an update showing his recovery and didn't hold back about what bothered him most. The bruising and swelling on his face have mostly faded, but his eyes took serious damage, puffy, irritated, and a scratched cornea that he says came from eye pokes during the fight. He even went to the hospital for precautionary checks. Scans came back clean, no fractures, no structural damage, just lingering bruising and eye issues. Despite that, there's no talk of rest or a long layoff. Paddy shut that down immediately. He says he's back in the gym tomorrow, already lifting weights this week and planning to fight again this summer. No sitting out the rest of the year, no disappearing. He's also already looking forward, saying he wants another shot at Gaethje and is hoping Justin beats Ilia Topuria in their unification bout. This was Paddy's first UFC loss, snapping his 9-fight win streak in the promotion, but Pimblett is trying to move fast, stay active, and keep himself in the conversation instead of fading out.
You know, everyone thought my face was a mess. Listen, I'm only a week out from the fight. My face is sound. I've got a little bit of bruising. The only thing what's wrong with me is my eyeballs. Off fingernails, scratching my eyeballs, but you know, we get on with it. I did say before the fight, I want to make his face look different. For a couple of days, he made my face look different. I had big shiners. There's nothing wrong with me. The only thing what's up with me is like probably got a scratch cornea or something like that. Hopefully we can run it back in the future, because there's a couple of things in that fight what have pissed me off. Laura put a post up on all pages was saying Paddy Pimblett 4 days after his fight, and that was the next day. You know what I mean? That was at its worst. I had big puffy eyes, but as you can see now, it's a week later. There's nothing wrong with me. The only thing what's up with me is like probably got a scratch cornea or something like that. But, you know, I'll be back in the gym tomorrow, I'll be back training, and people think I'm going to have to take the rest of the year off. I'm not. I'll be fighting in the summer.
Khabib Nurmagomedov just revealed the clear path for Umar Nurmagomedov's next fight, and it's looking like a blockbuster no matter which way the UFC goes. Fresh off cornering his cousin to a dominant unanimous decision win over former flyweight champ Dagestan Figueiredo at UFC 324 last weekend, Khabib broke down the victory and laid out the roadmap in no uncertain terms. He described Figgy as a tough, smart opponent who played it safe, refusing to force exchanges or take risks, which made it hard to finish despite Umar's control and pressure. Khabib made it clear the next step depends entirely on who Petr Yan defends the title against. If the UFC books Yan versus Merab, a rematch fans have been clamoring for, Umar gets the winner of that, but more immediately, he's lined up to face Sean O'Malley in what would be an electric clash with massive star power. Umar himself called this fight with Figgy his worst match because it lacked real action. Fans even booed the lack of exchanges, and Khabib echoed that sentiment, saying the win felt easier than some of Umar's sparring sessions. Still, the result was massive. It locked Nurmagomedov into the top 4 of bantamweight division, potentially even securing the next title shot.
It was a tough opponent, good opponent with big name, former champion. But this is how I feel when I was cornering Umar. He don't really want to fight with Umar. He don't force nothing. He just try to make a safe fight for himself, you know. And it was hard to finish Dagestan because he's a former champion, and tough opponent, you know. When he don't want to fight back, it's very hard to catch like this opponent.
Yeah, I know, I understand.
But it was very important for us to become this top 4, O'Malley, Merab, Yan and Umar. It was very important to make clear only 4 guys on top right now, and UFC know this. Now, if Yan gonna fight against Merab, Umar will fight against Sean O'Malley. And if they choose O'Malley, Umar gonna fight against Merab.
Khabib Nurmagomedov revealed that he recently had a phone conversation with Ilia Topuria, during which the Georgian asked him to speak to Dana White about making a fight with Islam Makhachev happen. Khabib, who frequently gives speeches and makes sponsored appearances in the Middle East and Dagestan since retiring from fighting, also invited Topuria to visit Dagestan. During one of his appearances in Dagestan this week, he was asked about the possibility of a Topuria versus Makhachev matchup, his opinion on Topuria, and whether they had been in contact before. He confirmed that the call with El Matador took place and shared some details from their conversation, highlighting the growing chatter around a potential clash between the two elite champions.
Попросить Дану Гейта, чтобы решил вопросы, не знаю, почему он меня ответил. Давай, может, улетишь. Он говорит, если у меня не будет Gledat ću se ga da sekretna informacija vodi. On je kao što je se on je bolj no zadnja smo primitiv.
The reason for the phone call isn't exactly clear, but it's not a secret either. A couple of weeks ago, Topuria made some aggressive comments about Khabib's team, and Khabib jokingly said he would have a talk with him. It wasn't meant to be confrontational, just friendly banter. Being neighboring regions, Dagestan and Georgia have fighters and teams who sometimes have good relationships despite occasional public jabs. Alex Volkanovski just made it clear who he wants next, and it's not about chasing easy fights. After defending his featherweight belt against Diego Lopes, Volk revealed he prefers facing Movsar Evloev over Lerone Murphy, calling him the solution to deal with the new wave of wrestling-heavy fighters in the division. Volk explained that Movsar's grappling and wrestling style has dominated the UFC recently. Volk is ready to take on Movsar. He's not picking easy paths, he's taking on the challenges that come. Daniel Cormier added his 2 cents, hailing Volkanovski as the greatest featherweight of all time. Volk has just won his 8th UFC title fight, with 4 of those victories against Max Holloway and Jose Aldo, the other 2 fighters commonly considered the best featherweights ever. DC made it clear that nobody wants to face Movsar or Lerone, but Volk is willing, cementing his legacy as a true champion. Alex reassured fans that he has no plans to retire anytime soon, emphasizing that he still has a lot to give and is ready to face the toughest contenders like Evloev and others. Many fans want to see Evloev and Murphy face each other to determine who's the real deserving contender for the belt. Alright, let's hear what Volk had to say.
There are rumors that Lerone Murphy and Movsar Evloev are fighting in London. You said whoever's next is next. However, if you were to look at both of those guys stylistically, who would you want to test yourself as an athlete against next?
Oh, I mean, undefeated sounds good. They're both undefeated in the UFC, I'm pretty sure. But I think Movsar's 19-0. He's got that wrestling style, right? You know, that sort of wrestling grappling style that's taken over the UFC at the moment. The new era, they could say, undefeated, you know, just, I'm looking at the storyline. Yeah. They're both good storylines, but probably Movsar, if he goes out there, who do I think's going to win that fight? I think Movsar wins that fight. So I think if they do fight, I'll probably end up facing him.
So are you here to save the UFC from the wrestlers? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, we know I'm that guy. Yeah, of course.
If it's offered to me, of course I'm going to, you know, I'll fight for the lightweight title. But I mean, you know, as everyone knows, I'm pretty real with everything. Right now, it's like, do I deserve a shot at the lightweight title already? You know what I mean? Like right now, it's like, no, I know I don't.
That's it from MMA Psycho. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for daily MMA news.